Oh my God, are we gonna start moshing?
That's the coolest intro that I've had so far.
I think that was so metal and so appropriate for your show today.
It's so perfect. Okay, guys, everybody, I am Benito Garcia. Go RPG presents the most rad nerd. That's me. Although I have another super rad nerd on the show, and it's Lucian.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Nothing, dude. I'm super stoked. I've been on your show a million times.
Like at least 6, yeah.
Million 6, whatever.
Yeah.
But we are part of the Most Rad Network.
Hell yeah.
And Most Rad Network is ran by that guy, Lucian. Let's go take a look at the network real quick. Synergy Nation Network. Let me bring this little banner up here, down here at the bottom. And I'm going to share the screen, and you guys are going to see all the super cool, rad stuff that's over there, because it is so awesome. All right. Here we are. Dude, can you see it on your side?
Oh, yeah, I see it. Beautiful.
All right. Look, who's at the top?
Oh, hey, it's that guy. It's the most rad nerd.
I think it's because I post just as much probably as you guys do. You guys probably outdo me a little bit with the Weekly Geekly, but I like being on top of the list, so I try to post stuff.
Well, plus your video content, so it's like I want that to be the first thing people see. They're like, "Oh, a video," and watch that, and be like, "Okay, maybe there's some other stuff to get into." And
that's cool. Yeah,
we got our new guys after the credits right there with the Big Lebowski. There's a new one I got to put up for them.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's go down here. So
after the credits, they're like a movie podcast, and they do like after the whole movie ends, they'll review it and do their discussions about it.
So they're not necessarily doing new movies. It doesn't look like they're just
just like golden oldies, favorites, classics, anything cool. So
nice. This is the one I'm always afraid I mispronounce.
Mise plastered. Yeah, I think I'm getting, or it's mise plastered. Either one. But that's a buddy of ours that works in the restaurant industry, and he's got some pretty crazy stories about it in this podcast, but it's also just kind of just about him. So it's Andrew. Like, it's really fun.
Yeah, he was a part of that Supercast the one time, and that's the first time I've ever seen him. And I don't know, have we had a Supercast since then?
We haven't had one in a long time. We need to have another one.
Yeah, we're gonna have a mixer next weekend, so maybe we can figure out something to talk about as far as that goes. Okay, next on the list, we're gonna skip that one because we're gonna talk about it later. Galactic Driftwood. These guys, when they first joined the network, I wasn't sure what we were getting. I actually thought it was just gonna be all sci-fi, Star Trek-y, kind of sci-fi nerd stuff, but they're more than that.
Oh, they do so much more. I would say when you look at all of the Synergy shows, they're one of the other ones that is very geekly-esque because they cover a broad amount of stuff. It's not just your Star Trek. It's not just your space stuff. They do horror. They do all types of stuff.
Right. Yeah, they're awesome. So I've had the pleasure of being on their show a time or two. So can you hear my dog barking? That sucks.
Moo? Okay. Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah, normally she's on every episode barking. Okay, nice. So the next one is
Talk Comics to Me.
Oh, what is it?
Talk Comics to Me.
Talk Comics to Me. Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
They do New Comic Book Day every Wednesday. The new comic books come out, and if you follow them on Instagram, they do live streams where they explain every issue that comes out, talk about the story, if they would read it or not. If you're into comic book reading, this is the specific show I would point you towards.
Nice. Cool. And then, of course, we have
the bad boy of Synergy.
He is a bad boy.
He's the bad boy.
We've got to hang out with him a few times. Yeah, he's a bad boy. Girls, he's a bad boy.
Oh, God. He's fun, though. If you're into riffing on movies and getting drunk with your friends, that's a fun show.
Right.
To put on. So, yeah. I'm from the Weekly Geekly. We're the first show that was on the network. It's taking a second to load there. It's making me upset.
Oh, I just pulled up the Weekly Geekly.
Yeah,
the page.
Oh no, you pulled up podcasts. If you put your mouse over podcasts and then go down, there's like a Weekly Geekly thing you can go down to.
Yeah, I clicked on it. Here we go. Oh,
there we go. Boom! Look at those sexy graphics. So we got our Hall of Fame episodes on the left. That's all their celebrity interviews, and then all 259 episodes on the right.
259. That's crazy.
Yeah. So you can also leave us a message if you want to like tell us how much we suck or like recommend something that we talk about. So
they're all good too. And you guys have listeners all over the world.
Oh yeah. Amsterdam, Sweden, Japan, Venezuela, like all over the world. We've made it a joke every once in a while. We're like, we should go to Amsterdam one summer and just see if we can throw like a con in Amsterdam for podcasting and meet the people that know us.
That'd be cool.
Maybe one day.
I'm in the greatness then. I'm working my way up there.
The weird thing about the Geekly is it's not just like we review stuff and talk about it. Like we make different series and different like mini shows. I did a horror show called Dr. Ravenwood's Slasher Files. That was really fun. It was like a Twilight Zone meets late night creepy radio show kind of vibes.
Right. Let me grab that.
And that's been like one of my big passions for podcasting is just making different content that I believe in, that I love. So this was a character I made, Dr. Ravenwood. He comes from Dimension X, which is a whole nother reality where horror movies are real. And as soon as it gets made in our reality, it becomes a real thing that happened in his. So he studies all these slashers and psychoanalyzes how evil they really are. And is it their motivation? Like, is it like pure revenge, or is there some kind of trauma behind it? And does it really make them evil, or is it their fault? So if you're into that kind of stuff, check it out. It's 10 episodes in right now. And we have plans to do more in the future. So,
and it sounds so good. You don't have any idea what you're in for if you listen to this show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
The voice acting and it's so good. I remember when you sent me, was it the intro demo? Maybe you sent me.
Oh, dude, no, I sent you a 1 minute clip of an ad reel, and I was like, dude, this is what I'm doing, and you were like, is that you?
It was so good, so good. So definitely check all that out. There's so many good shows. There's so many good shows on the network.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I just love being a part of it. I was kind of in the shadows for a while. I don't know what happened, but I
think creatively you were changing what you were doing. So you were like in that mode where you were like, I'm trying to metamorphosize and evolve and like do what I want to do in a different way, I guess.
I was trying to find myself.
Yeah, creatively as a content creator.
I think I found myself.
Yeah, I think you did too.
Okay, cool. So let's go. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about DethKast. Super stoked about this. So we were camping. You had brought it up one other time, and that you wanted to get the word out and talk about it. And I didn't really know at the time what it was. And we were camping, and I got a little bit of a hint of what you're alluding to. And then I did some research going back, last week or so. And this is really a cool project. This is really awesome. It got some momentum just from a mention, really, and took off.
No, it's been fun. It's definitely not like anything else we've ever done before. I'll say that. So it's been a challenge. And getting all the pieces together was the toughest part. And like, we kind of backed ourselves into a corner initially because we went on Reddit under the Metalocalypse subreddit, and we were like, hey, we're going to do this. This is called DethKast. Who likes the idea and who would be down for it? And there was like 80, 90 people that upvoted it, and like dozens of comments like, hey, I'll help you. I want to do this. Can I do that? I'll volunteer. And I was like, fuck, now there's pressure. And I was like, okay, this has got to be good. Like, it can't just be two guys sitting on a microphone and going, yeah, man, DethKast was cool. Metalocalypse was awesome. I fucking love that show. It was brutal. Yeah, metal, cool. Like, the pressure was there to make something creatively that, like, was worth it, I guess, as like a DethKast fan.
Well, a Metalocalypse is such a thing. It's such a universe that, just grabbed and encompassed so many people. And there was nothing really like it before. Yeah, you got big shoes to fill. And if you don't, they're going to come, just like in the show, they're going to come play music so loud your eyeballs explode.
Exactly. No, that's a great way to put it. And the threat was real for sure. I think there were people on Reddit that were like, if you fuck this up, like, and I was like, because there's nothing, this is the first podcast in history.
Right.
That is about DethKast. I have been looking for content regarding Deathclock for like 10 years. And people have been posting in Reddit going, dude, the only thing there is there's a YouTube like book report some girl did for high school or college or some shit about the prophecy in Deathclock, which is actually okay. And then there's like a metal musician reacting to Deathclock and like a doctor reacting to Deathclock. And it's like none of that is creative or adds to it or celebrates it. Yeah, it reviews it and it looks at it through a different prism, but like there's no content out there that like fits that. And being that it's Metalocalypse, I don't know, you know, the history where like they got canceled and everyone wanted that 4th season or that 5th season.
Right.
So like to kind of supplement, I was like, let's make something for those people that have been waiting 10 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, including you. I mean, you're waiting also.
Yeah.
And so why not keep it going? Like you still got to have your Metalocalypse. So the show started 2006 in August.
Yep.
Was the first episode, right?
I was a freshman in high school.
Oh, very impressionable.
Mm-hmm. Very.
That brings me to something that's in my notes.
Uh-oh, he's got his notes out. It's getting official.
I took notes for this one. You were in a band.
I was in a couple bands, yes.
Yeah, let's hear about that. Because I mean, if you're going to do a show on Metalocalypse, you got to have the chops to talk about it.
For sure.
You were in bands. Let's hear about it.
So I was in a very, very vanilla pop punk band, I guess. I couldn't even call it punk. Pop rock band called When Light Breaks.
Okay.
The guy who was like the guy who ran the band, he made it one word, and I was like, that's so stupid, but he did it anyway. So I played in that for a while, for like 2 years. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really want to. I want to play stuff heavier. So,
well, what did you do in the band?
I tried a couple. What?
What did you do in the band? What was your?
Oh, I was the bassist.
Okay, guy.
I was just sitting in the back,
right?
Fucking jamming, you know, just like not even giving a fuck. And they were like on my ass. They were like, you need to have more of a stage presence. You need to jump off the boxes when the bass drum kicks, and you need to do. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna sit back here.
Gonna jump off the boxes.
Gonna fucking chill it. You know what I mean? Like, be cool. And they were pissed, so I was like, I don't want to be in this band anymore. It's fucking lame. I mean, I'm cool with all those guys now. I don't have a beef with them, but we were all young and stupid in this high school.
Okay.
It was like kind of like the end of high school. But then after high school, me and the guy who actually is my co-host on DethKast were in a band called Brimley.
Whoa, say it again.
Brimley, like Wilford Brimley, the diabetes guy.
The big
yeah, I have diabetes. Yeah, that was our band name, Brimley. And we our claim to fame was we were like one of the only doom metal bands, like pure ass doom metal bands in Omaha at the time in like 2011. And we got to open up for like one of our heroes, this band called Oceano, on St. Patty's Day, and like we played a bunch of cool shows. But then we like got in a fight and broke up.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, me and bands. I don't do well in bands, apparently. Like the dynamic of being in a band with other people. I'm so outspoken that I think other people, when they're not, they want me to be that person for them and like defend what they want. And I'm like, I don't care enough to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to change things and I don't want to do that. No.
What was your role in Brimley?
I was the vocalist. So I was doing the screaming and all the, you know, and pig squeals, and it was just straight up heavy, slow into breakdowns and guitar solos, and it was fun. It was definitely in the beginning of like my metal days. Like I'd always listen to like Iron Maiden and stuff when I was in like middle school, but this was like heavy.
Like when the parents hear that and they're like, "Why is he so angry?"
Yeah, like, exactly. We're like practicing in the basement. The windows are like shaking, and my parents are like, "Oh my god, they're gonna kill us!"
They're sacrificing goats down there, I think.
Right.
That's awesome. Can anybody go hear this music?
Dude, honestly, I think Brimley is on. I think it's on Bandcamp.
Okay.
If you go to bandcamp.com and search Brimley, I'm pretty sure there's like one recording called "As We Speak."
Right.
And it was really bad.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, everybody go do it right now. We'll wait.
Yeah, pause this and go look it up, and then just tell me how bad I sucked. It was 2011.
Dude, that's awesome.
It was 11 years ago.
Great. We've been friends for a long time, and we've never talked about your band days, really.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I only really talk about it with Dusty because he was there. He was our bassist, and he still plays in bands now. So
Yeah.
we're both like really big metalheads and really big into like music and movies. So I
Well,
think that's how like we bonded, and that's how like we both like were like, yeah, let's do a Metalocalypse thing.
right. So that's cool. So then Metalocalypse comes out before. What was the timeline? Before, during?
So that was before. That was 2006. So that was my freshman year. I didn't start playing in bands till like my junior year.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of influence there.
Oh, totally.
Joe, and you're like, hey, we got to do this. We're those guys.
Yeah, I totally wanted to be Nathan Explosion as a kid. Explosion thoughts. Like, I just loved how brutal and dark he was, and everyone was afraid of him, and like nobody fucked with him, and like it was so cool.
Well, then you're perfect for this. So talk about what the show is in relation to the TV show. Like what's the transition to what you're doing now?
So if you're familiar with Metalocalypse, DethKast is this big world affecting band that's like the greatest cultural influence in the history of the world, essentially. And their employees are like cult members. They're called clocketeers. And they all wear these like hooded outfits, and they do everything for them. DethKast lives in this 100 million acre mansion area called Mord House. And it's like run by the clocketeers, who are like their roadies, their medical staff, their everything that needs to be done. They're the employees. So I kind of figured, how cool would it be if like Mord House was like, let's have a podcast to talk about those 4 seasons of the show. Mm-hmm. And to make it like real, we talk about it like it's a documentary that happened that followed the band.
Okay.
And so it's like a retelling of the first year of the documentary, the second year, the third year, the fourth year, leading up to what's going to happen next year or the year after. They're going to make the Metalocalypse movie.
Right.
So we were like, we could get 4 seasons, 4 parts out of 4 seasons, and maybe do a finale about the movie and have it all be like a live podcast coming from Mord House that the clocketeers call in, and they'll have like interviews about their experiences with DethKast, and like, yeah, when Murderface had me do this, and we find out little things about the band as we listen to the show that we kind of expected to know, but like didn't know for sure, and add to that lore. But one thing we wanted to do was be really careful. We were like, we don't want to take a character that everyone loves and change something about them. Right. And then all of a sudden everyone's like, fuck this show.
Right. So, like, are you talking about maybe something that happened off screen?
Yeah.
And you paint this character in a weird light or a bad light?
For sure. I don't want to do that. So we were really careful about respecting the content and the property while adding to that lore with things that you would already kind of assume would be true, or you could see them happening. And they kind of just, they're fun. Like we have I'll share a couple tidbits. We have a whole little segment at the end of the show where we're like, so we have this phone that rings the whole time that we're recording, and we eventually answer it to like take interviews. Okay. And sometimes we'll just let it ring and be assholes. And like sometimes we hang up on people during stuff. We're just assholes to these interviewees. But by the end of it, we've amassed all these voicemails from listeners, and then we just play them. And at one point, one of the DethKast members is like super fucked up and just leaves us a drunk voicemail, and like it gets mixed in with the viewer voicemails for some reason, when we're like, what the fuck? Like we do a lot of fun stuff. It got down to the point where I was like, okay, I don't want people to portray any of the characters. I don't want someone to come in and be like, I can do Toki or I can do Murderface. I'd be like, no, because everyone's going to instantly recognize that it's not them. Right. And then it takes you out of the experience. So what we do is we pick out like key characters in the season. So like the first season, there's a very key character that influences them. I just so happen to find someone that can do like a 99% impression of that character. Right. And with that and a little audio engineering, I made him sound just like the guy, and we put him in as a phone call interview. And it just adds. You're like, holy shit, is this really something real? Like, I'm proud of how much work we put into it.
Well, let's talk about it.
There was a guy in Discord that was like, does it make me an asshole that like I expected a lot less, and like this is really good? And I was like, no, that is good. I want you to say that. Like,
That's the greatest thing to hear. That's awesome. So you have one episode out and you're working on the second one, right?
Yep. Part 1 is out right now.
Okay. And then so you've got voice actors who have come in and done a lot for you, and you've done a lot, I assume.
Yeah.
Dusty's done a lot. But talk to me about, because we touched on it a little bit, the people who want to come on the show and be a part of the show, as actors or whatever you want to call them. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about that. Tell me about getting people to be a part of the show, and maybe some great memories of dealing with people.
Oh God, there's been weird memories, I'll tell you that. Yeah, so I reached out on Reddit. The Metalocalypse subreddit is where we've been doing a lot of our recruitment. And I just post, hey, DethKast Part 2 is writing scripts right now. If you want to get a part of it, email me here. Here's the Discord link. You can be a part of the process. Mm-hmm. And we, in the last, I don't know, man, 5 weeks, we've gone from having 30 to 104 people in our Discord. So, and a lot of those are DethKast people. So a lot of those people stick with us from places all over the world. Like there's someone in Hawaii that just joined that's going to start writing for us. And we keep in contact through email, and we do Discord chat meetings where we'll brainstorm ideas like, hey, I really like this one episode in season 2, and I think that it influences the show in these reasons. So we have to do something about it, but how are we going to A, bring it up, but then B, how are we going to bring it up and not just be like, yeah, this is cool. Like, you know what I mean? There's got to be a good delivery system to get these ideas across and to like affect that kind of content. So we'll have a lot of meetings in Discord, but a lot of it started on Reddit.
That's cool. So when people want to be a part of the show, do they have to audition?
What I'll do is I'll say I don't use everyone. Right. And that's for a number of reasons. Sometimes people will send me a recording and the audio quality is just so poor, I can't do much to make it good. And they're like, well, that's my setup. That's what I got. And I'm like, then I can't use it. You know what I mean? There's like a limit of like quality there that I have to have. But what I'll tell people is just email me a sound clip or two of you, just doing things that are Death Clock related that are funny, like being a fan and like freaking out about Death Clock, or like doing impressions or funny voices or reading a poem or just talking. Right. And what I'll do is I'll listen to that and I'll go, okay, I could use that for this. This voice sounds a lot like this to me. So now I'm going to hand you this script and I'll email it to you. And I want you to record that and then send that back to me. Right. And a lot of these scripts, so some of them I will script out the whole thing and be like, this is exactly what you're going to say. Mm-hmm. I do that for the people who don't really like to improv. And me and the writers will write those up. But then a lot of these scripts, what is fun about them is I will only send out what I'm going to say. So we do it like it's a phone call interview on a radio show, right? And I'm like, hey, Clocketeer number 522, thanks for calling in and telling me about Murderface's butthole or whatever, like, and sorry. And I will send the script out and leave it blank for their answers. So they have to come up with something entertaining to add to the show. Gotcha. So you know what your objective is, and you know what your Clocketeer is like a specialist in, and what episode it's kind of referencing, and maybe it's the one that you love to do. So you'll get to kind of like build on that lore. And there've been a couple that I send back and I'm like, we can't really say this, or like maybe we shouldn't do this. We'll tweeze it up. But a lot of this stuff interview wise is not me writing it. I'm just kind of steering them in a direction and asking certain questions, I guess.
I got you. That's super cool. Yeah. And I understand that you got a quality. Again, that goes back to what we were talking about. There's fans of the show who are expecting a quality.
Exactly. There's a bar that we've immediately set by being like, hey, this is the first one ever. Listen to us. And they're like, well, why should we do that? If it's not quality and it doesn't sound good, first off, no one's going to share it or like it or suggest it to a friend. So.
Well, and then the other side of that too is you want the show to be so good that maybe at some point it's going to get to these people who make the show.
Love that. God, I love that.
You're going to be on their radar. There's no way you're not going to be on their radar.
Dude, honestly, yeah. So the funny thing is I started a Twitter for it. If you want to follow it, it's just at DethKast, and you can see how we spell that. Sure, in the intro there, DethKast, like Death
Right.
Clock. Follow that on Twitter, and it's the Mord House Twitter, and we're like tweeting from the studio of the show as the Clocketeers. But someone that started following us and liking our stuff works at Titmouse, which is like the production company that did Death Clock and did Metalocalypse. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I put it in the Discord. I was like, guys, they know. Like, oh my God, they're going to share it.
Spelled like this, DethKast.
Yeah. Yep.
So if they go to Twitter,
look it up there. Also, if you want to find the show, if you go to SoundCloud, if you go to Spotify, however you listen to your podcast, just type that in and it'll be the only thing that pops up. So it's very easy to find. We're working on getting it on YouTube, but I'm kind of hesitant because I don't want to just put up a vocal track, like an audio track, and then just have a picture. What my dream would be is to get this shit animated. And to have someone out there that's like, I could do this, I could animate it, and like do like a Crank Yankers kind of thing, or like a, you know what I mean? I think that'd be so cool.
That would be awesome. Well, and also, you know, when you're doing it the way you're doing it, these people are imagining or have a picture in their mind of who's speaking, you know, and then you interject somebody else that it's not who they were thinking of at all, and they, you know, could pull them right out of it. So I think that's a great idea with animation for sure. Let's see what else do I have on here. I had all kinds of cool questions. Let's see. They had a comic book series that came out for a while, a video game that was gonna come out but didn't. What do you know about the movie?
All I know is Brandon Small, the creator, tweeted out something a year ago, and then an update like a month ago that he's working on the finale to the whole show, which is gonna be a movie. Gotcha. Adult Swim tweeted or Instagram something out and is like, hey, the following properties are getting movies: Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Metalocalypse, and like 2 other ones. And everyone was like, what?
Yeah, I saw that.
They're gonna actually finish Metalocalypse. So up until now, it's been all the events that lead to the Metalocalypse. And the last episode, boom, is where it starts. And then we don't get to know what it's like, how it changes the world, what it actually is.
Right.
And now we're going to get to see that in a full feature film, which is crazy to think for Metalocalypse, a show that started on 11-minute episodes.
Right. And has not been on the air since July of 2012.
Something like that, yeah. It's been a long ass time.
Like 8 years.
Yeah, it's been nuts to not have it on, and to not even have like anything. I mean, it's on HBO Max, cool, but it just sucks that it's not still being made, I guess, and that they turned it down for that 5th season. So,
tell me, how many episodes do you think you're going to be able to get out of this juggernaut? Do you have an end goal where you're just going to stop the show? Yep.
So we have an end goal right now is 4 parts.
4 episodes.
Yep, 4 parts for 4 seasons. Each part covers a season. So part 1 is out right now. That covers the entire 1st season of Metalocalypse up to the last episode. And then part 2 is in pre-production right now. That's the 2nd season. So since there's only 4 seasons, that's what we got. But then once that movie comes out, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with DethKast, because we don't know what's going to happen at all. This could be the end of Metalocalypse. There could be a new story opening up. This could be there's so many, you know, storylines we don't know yet that I couldn't tell you specifically what the future of DethKast holds. I know that we're doing 4.
Right.
But it's really going to depend on what Metalocalypse does. So,
well, and it could also depend on your fan base. What if people demand more DethKast?
If people demanded more DethKast, I would have to kind of brainstorm a different way to bring them content, because right now we're doing season by season. What happens when we get to 4th part and we wrap it up in this really tight bow that's like open-ended for the movie, and it's nice. The movie comes out, we even do one for the movie, and then we're like, 5th part's out. What else can we do? If people kept wanting DethKast, I wouldn't know how to format that. I'd have to sit back and go on sabbatical and like go have a spirit journey and do ayahuasca tea in rainforest or something and be like, what am I gonna do?
Well, you know, with this movie coming out, it's going to be a resurgence.
Yeah.
And people are going to want more. And then people are going to go back and watch the old episodes. And then they're going to be like, I got to have more.
It's funny that we're recording today, though. You know why?
Why is that?
Because today is the pre-sale for the first Death concert in like 8 years. And they're playing the Adult Swim Backyard Bash like festival in August in Philadelphia. And the tickets are like $350 a pop. So I was like, good try. Good try. I'll see you on tour, good guy.
But somebody should get you tickets because of DethKast.
Oh, dude, I would dream of that. They're probably already sold out, though. They went on pre-sale at 9 a.m., man.
Yeah, somebody's got to reach out to you guys. I'm telling
maybe. You. We've been talking about everybody in the Discord meeting up at a DethKast show because we're from all over the world. I was like, how cool would it be if we all met at like a Kansas City show or something like that?
Right. So you're really good at reaching out to people, though, to get interviews and things. Like I know that from your past shows where, your interviews are so good and the people that you get on the show are so good. Do you have any thoughts of reaching out to anybody from the show and doing something?
So, I was thinking about it. Like, so I reached out to Brendan Small on the appropriate channels that I'm aware of and didn't hear back. Of course, probably not, because he's probably writing the last album right now. Gene Hoglan, the drummer for DethKast, he was on a podcast maybe March, I want to say, and he revealed that they're writing new material and planning to tour. And now that, the first announcement was today, we're like, okay, then that was true. So I was like, I can't really get anything out of Gene that we haven't heard already. He's not going to say much more.
Right.
I'd say this, it really depends on how DethKast goes. If this is something that could get me that opportunity, dude, I'll take it. And we'll see. Obviously, it's going to make noise. It's the only thing out there that's remotely close to it.
Right. And this thing could really grow over time. Like it could get a following, the cult following further down the line too. Like there's no reason that it won't keep going if people are sharing.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's give us a tease about episode 2.
Okay,
it's about season 2.
Yeah.
Give us just a little bit.
So a little tease. Oh, that's rough. So I guess a good thing to say is it's just like movies. The sequel is going to be bigger and louder and more to it. I'm going to have so much more production value in this second one. We set a bar with the first one. We definitely want to keep upping that bar every time we make an episode. So I would expect to laugh your ass off at some of the stuff we've come up with so far. I'm really excited about it. I'll also say there's a couple gags that we're going to continue from the first part, but I think you're not really going to expect it. So cool. if you like part 1, you're going to love part 2. And if you haven't discovered part 1, it's the perfect time, man. Jump into it.
That's cool. So if you like part 1, you're gonna love part 2. You're gonna be on the edge of your seat waiting for part 3. Like you're building.
Exactly. That's what I love. It's because I keep getting bigger and bigger as we do these, and the people that love it are just like, "Holy fucking shit! When's the next one?" And I'm like, "Dude, I just released it." Like, we're cranking this second one out full speed pretty fast because I'm not in school right now. I'm out of school for 2 months, so I'm like, we could double time our efforts right now and still put out a quality product. So I wouldn't be surprised if DethKast isn't out in like the next 2 to 3 weeks.
That's cool. And you're getting some love on Reddit. Like people.
Yeah, mostly. There was one guy that's like, "Quit posting your shit. It's annoying." And I was like, "Cool, dude. Thanks." Here's the thing: for every 500 people that like it, there's gonna be one person that's like, "You're begging for people's attention," and I'm like, "All right, troll. All right." All I did was like, "Hey, man, at least I'm doing something cool with my time. I'm just trying to find people that like the same stuff as me. Like, don't be a douche."
Sharing something that I love. Like I thought you loved it too. Maybe you shouldn't be in this group.
Exactly. So
maybe you should go join Britney Spears group. Countdown to the birth of her baby.
Right.
Reddit.
Just do something else with your time. No, I'm having a lot of fun with DethKast. This is definitely growing into something I didn't think would be this big when we started it. I had the idea that it would get bigger because of what it is and the vacuum that there is right now for the content. But I don't think Dustin knew what he was getting into. Dustin is not a performance guy. He's new to it, I want to say. Like he's a performance guy in the sports sense, not in the creative sense. So it was different for him to kind of step into the shoes of another character. And when we started recording, I still had to explain some stuff to him and tell him his motivation and kind of spitball some stuff. But once we got like 10 minutes in, he was a natural. He opened up so much, and he had so much fun, and I think it's been a cool bonding experience for me and him because we've known each other for 13 years.
Yeah.
And to have something like this that we can bond over and like create together is like a fun thing. So
yeah, I'm sure he brings a lot of things to the table.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting the way the first part happened because I scripted out a lot of what I wanted to say. And it's not like I was necessarily going to say it like that, but I just like put points out on a screen. And Dustin like had notes from what he watched, and he didn't script out what he was going to say.
Right.
So part of it is scripted, part of it's not, and then part of it I go off script and we just talk, and then part of it I go back on the script to like transition. So it's the style of how we did it is really unique, I'll say.
That's
and
cool.
I think if you listen to it, you'll immediately be like, this one guy's weird. Like we kind of framed his character like he didn't know what he was doing, like he just got a promotion, like he didn't even know how to answer the phone. So like the phone starts ringing and he's like, I don't want to fucking answer this thing. Like it's funny, dude. I don't know. There's just a lot of little quirky bits to it that I think make it worldly. Like it makes it whole and like a little more in the canon than just being like, hey, listen to me, make believe, you know, like and I put in like a solid couple days into the like the audio work with it. So I'm really proud of that. There's a couple mistakes here and there, like nothing that doesn't make it a quality product. But I go back and listen to it. I'm like, ooh, I would have upped the level in this one little part. You know what I mean? Like I nitpick. It's never gonna be 100% perfect. But I'm really excited, man. It's gonna be fun. DethKast's back, and there's a reason to celebrate, and that's what we're doing with DethKast is we're just celebrating those 4 seasons of something that changed a lot of people's lives. So
that's cool. How long is the episodes? About an hour?
Yeah. So at part 1 is 55 minutes. So we're kind of aiming for an hour. If it goes over, I'm totally cool with that. Because hey, that's more content for you guys. But we're trying to stick to about an hour. So
well, the episodes got longer. And I'm assuming with them being longer, were there also more episodes in season 2? Like, did it work like that?
So like season 2 was also 11 minutes, and it was 2 less episodes than season 1.
I got you.
But then season 3 and 4, I don't remember the episode count. I think it's still like 20, 22, but they're like twice as long episodes.
Right.
So it's gonna get dense as fuck in 3 and 4. Yeah. I would be surprised if 3 and 4 wasn't at least an hour and a half long each.
Right. That is cool. And the movie release, they have any idea? Because you're up against the clock then.
No fucking clue. Yeah, we're up against the major clock. I would wager to guess. So here's the thing. Here's how I'm kind of guessing. So they just announced in March that they're working on an album, right?
Okay.
That doesn't mean it's going to be out this year.
Right.
That most likely means it's not going to be out till next year. Yeah. Because right now we're entering concert season for a lot of states. You're getting your River Riot, you're getting your all your stuff coming in like late summer, early fall. Mm-hmm. And they just announced one show in August at this festival that they're kind of maybe contractually obligated to play for Adult Swim. I don't think that means they're going to go on tour this winter. No one goes on tour in winter.
No.
So they're probably not going on tour until at least next March.
Okay.
So we have until bare minimum next March to crank out 4 parts. That's totally doable. And I don't see the movie coming out till next year either, because why would they not already have something out in the middle of summer about it? You know what I mean?
Yep. And that's great then, because that you don't have to rush. You can put all that love and all that work in. That's cool. So again, where can people catch this episode and upcoming episodes?
So just search it again, DethKast, as it says on the bottom. Go to Spotify and just put that in. You'll find it there. It's the only thing that pops up. You can find it on SoundCloud. You can find it anywhere. Or hey, go to sinnation.net right there.
Go right
boom,
here.
Boom, boom. You can find that and a bunch of other shows that kick fucking ass.
I love that network. I love Synergy Nation so much.
I'm so happy, dude. It makes me feel so good that you say that, to be honest.
I can remember we were standing in my living room and we were just tossing names of the thing out
Oh,
there.
like drunk off our asses. And I was like, remember that other network I was on? I don't want to be like them. I want to be like this. Let's make our own thing so no one can tell us what to do.
Right?
And you were like, yeah, that's a great idea.
I think we came up with ideas for the logo and the tanks and the
our original design was so dumb.
We gotta have an antenna with like electric signal things coming out of it.
Okay, I will say this: the design was cool. I liked what you did with the logo. What I thought was stupid was the concept that I came up with, like the whole rebelling against mainstream media thing. It was going to be this whole other thing where it was like this underground cool thing that we're making, and I was like, God, that's so dumb. Like, and then as soon as we started bringing people onto the network, I was like, it's got to be more friendly than that. It's got to be community based, man. It can't be like highbrow, like, you know what I mean?
I know. Well, yeah. Rage Against the Machine. Oh, but we're gonna bring in this comic book show and wrestling show. And,
right. Exactly. I was like, that's not gonna work.
We talked about the poster was gonna be like complete anti-government-y, and then it ended up looking more like socialism-ish, communism-ish, like propaganda, because there was tanks that were at this great perspective angle coming up, and I think there was there like jets with bombs and
like flying over at each end and shit, like a giant radio tower and shit.
We were gonna bomb the radio tower or shoot it down or something because
it was so weird. I was like, we are weirdos. But as soon as we got things kicking up and we changed that idea, I think everything kind of fell into place. And the last couple of years of doing this has been really fun, man. It's allowed me the ability to do stuff like DethKast. So
right, I love that people want to be a part of the network, and there's some really cool shows on there. And they get to promote on their own. They get to do their own thing with their shows and put it out there however they want to. But it's fun to be part of a community or a family, and just pimping the show and just mentioning the show does so much for your fellow podcasters that are on the network. Like, I just want to help everybody that's on the network to get subscribers, listeners, your content that's important to you that you're trying to get out there. I'll mention the show I don't know how many times if that means somebody will listen to your show and what you're passionate about. So I just love the family, the feeling of being a part of something that's so cool. And like I said, we're having a mixer next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend. I'm excited for that. That's gonna be fun. I gotta set aside a little cash for that. I told myself, I was like, I can't go and be like, Benito, can you give me a drink? I gotta be like, come on, I gotta have money for at least a couple drinks.
might have to Uber.
Oh God, I might just be like, Benito, can I ride with you? Can you come pick me up? But he knows I'm serious too.
Is it because our tab's gonna be so high?
Probably. But yeah, no, I'm excited for the mixer. It's really fun to be a part of a community with people that not only just do what we're doing, but enjoy some of the stuff we'd like to do too. Like, I don't know. I've had a lot of fun in Discord with a lot of these guys too. So thank you for everybody that's there. If you want to join the DethKast community, if you want to get in on it, if you want to help, if you want to just audition, or if you just want to listen to it and be a part of the geeks that are with it, you can message me on Discord. My name is Lucian, Lucian, #3225. Type that in on Discord and you'll find me. Message me. I'll invite you to the Discord server and you can meet everybody from all over the world. It's a fun time. So
there is so much going on in that Discord.
Yeah. Again, that's Lucian, #3225.
All the time while I'm at work, of course, my notifications come up and it's just so much fun. Like, everybody's doing something in one of the categories or whatever it is they're on the side, whatever they're called. What do the kids call those?
We call those places. So there's places all over the Discord, like the Geekly Lounge, the movie chat, the horror corner, meme posting land.
Here, let me bring it up. I got it.
Oh, you can bring it up? Yeah.
Oh,
and then we got our episode forge, which is where you'll find announcements for different series we're doing, which is where you'll find DethKast. Then we got a whole place for our gaming department, our employee center, where we talk to our employees about the different episodes that are coming up.
Is this
all of our voice chats at the bottom? Yep. All of our voice chats at the bottom too, for the different gameplay and when we record and do all that. So we do it all in Discord.
I want to make sure I didn't bring up porn on accident.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, look at all these.
Yeah, it's blowing up.
It's so cool. It's so fun to be on there and just see what everybody's up to and talking about. And you know, a lot of the things that come through, I'll laugh out loud. And the guy that I work with, that I sit next to, you know, the office over, he's like, "What is so funny over there? Or why is your phone constantly dinging?"
Yeah,
because there's a lot going on.
Discord, baby.
I think he joined it actually because you guys did that streaming.
Yeah, a couple of your buddies did.
Yeah, you streamed that movie. So
Amisteria. Is that how you say your name?
Amnestria. You have to say it like this.
Amnestria.
Hold on. I'll do this. Ready?
Okay.
Amnestria.
Here's what I was gonna say. You have to say Amnestria, and then I always add Mistress of the Dark.
Mistress of the Dark.
Really good.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah, she joined too when we did the Studio 666 watch party, which we're gonna do more soon. I haven't, so we haven't done it in a while because Dusty's been really busy and he has the only hookup that we can do movies from. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get an external DVD player or for my or CD-ROM for my computer so I can start like just playing them on my computer because we can't do streaming, we can't do certain things through Discord because of fail safes. So
I got you. Well,
then we'll get more movie nights in there as well. So
you also have a big presence on Twitch.
Yeah, we stream pretty much every day. I've been streaming every day since Friday last week.
Awesome.
Playing the new Evil Dead game, which is really good. You got to get in on it, man.
You sent me a message about that, right?
It's so good. Oh my god, I'm playing as Ash versus Evil Dead Ash, and I've already maxed out my character. And just owning Deadites left and right, like
that does sound cool.
It's so good.
Shoot me a message next time you're playing that and streaming it so I can watch because it does sound cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, next time I stream, you got to check Discord, man. Every time I stream, I put it in the Twitch hub.
Okay, fine.
I'll reach out specifically on Discord and be like, guess what I just posted.
Send me a text that says, go to your Discord. You know the thing that keeps dinging all day? Go there. I'm doing a thing.
Yeah, I'll just tell you that, but I'll let you know next time I'm playing for sure.
All right. Yeah, rad. And then everybody else also too. Everybody needs to go watch you on your Twitch.
Yeah, if you guys are into gaming or just having fun with a bunch of geeks, even if you just want to get in Discord and chat with me in the voice chat while I play, we do that too. So today we had like 5 or 6 different friends in the game with us. It was really fun. I had a good time.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Yeah. Super fun. All righty, dude. I am so glad that you came on The Most Rad Nerd.
Thanks for having me.
Finally time that you got on here, and I've been on your show, like I said, a million, you said 6, whatever.
a million and 6, yeah.
All right. So anyway, I'm super stoked that you came on, and thanks for reaching out to me and approaching the subject, because I really want this thing to be as big as you want it to be.
Thanks, man. I appreciate all the support, and thanks for having me on Most Rad Nerd. I've been checking every episode as we put the updates on the site. I love it. They're always really different and unique, and I just thought that this was something that would be fun to add to your arsenal, I guess. Just something different for you. So I'm happy that you're wanting to help out DethKast. So thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no sweat. Nerds come in all shapes and sizes and listen to different kinds of music and different kinds of shows. You know, a nerd isn't just a dude with a pocket protector and black glasses with tape on it. Like,
oh yeah, we've broken that stereotype decades ago. We're past it.
Right. That's the name of the show. Like, you can be the most rad nerd about anything that you're passionate about. So that's what this show's about. I love having people come on and talk about all kinds of different things. So cool. All right, dude. I appreciate you came on. Again, everybody, I'm Benito Garcia. This was Lucian, and I'm very thankful that we are friends, and I'm very happy that he came on the show. And I am the most rad nerd. Check out Go RPGs on Synergy Nation Network and all the other great podcasts. Everybody, take it easy.